Oh, what's up, the old YouTubers? Well, we decided we didn't want to stay local. We were going to stay local last week, just run oak shade on Saturday, kind of licking some of our wounds from Florence. It was a half expensive, I should say it was expensive week of wrecking, and just with the year, just our luck just couldn't turn around, so we were just staying local. Mister, you should be able to plug into a 110 plug on the truck for that.
Where's that?
There's one right here.
Does it work?
I don't know. In our typical season fashion, when we went to Florence, we had the new generator put in on the truck, and everything worked at home. Ran it for like an hour the night before. Everything was good to go. We were rocking and rolling. We're like, all right, cool. We get down to Florence, go to fire the thing up, and it wouldn't start. Later, come to find out, we blew a fuel pump fuse because we had too many filters in line.
Oh, yeah.
So, hang on a minute here. Let me plug this in. So, anyway, we got home, screwed with that over the week. We got that done. We got our trailer plugged into that generator, so that generator on the truck now runs the truck and the trailer. We still got the old backups on the gooseneck of the trailer. So we get down here, everything's good to go. First thing, we go to fire up the generator, won't fucking start. You know, that's just how it goes. Luckily, we figured out just a issue with a bad fuse, got that sorted out. Now it's operational. Hopefully we don't have any problems, because we're planning on being on the road here for 3 days. We're here at MRP Raceway Park tonight. We're going to be at 35 tomorrow with the steel blocks. Hopefully the rain holds off. And then Sunday we're going to go to the 4B Forever at Brush Creek. So hopefully everything works out. We're kind of playing the weather tomorrow and Sunday. We might end up at Tyler County or something like that, somewhere else, if the rain don't hold off. But hopefully everything holds off and everything goes to plan. What's your thoughts here, bud?
I was told by somebody that watches our YouTubes that it's always just my face on the YouTubes. And so I'm not really sure how else you make the YouTubes without it mostly being your face and you talking. But if you're watching this, you know who you are. Anyhow, no, I mean, like Brandon said, it's been a typical our year. We're driving down here. Did you tell them about that?
Oh, no.
We're driving down here and we're running the route that GPS says, and next thing you know, there's stop traffic for miles and miles, so we get rerouted. We come in this place the back way, which is the way we never came, which it wasn't terrible, honestly. It was some kind of nice scenic stuff through Xenia and stuff. I said stuff like 13 times there, but you know, so par for the course here. Like Brandon said, hopefully we just qualify this thing well. There's some decent late models here tonight, as we kind of expected. We qualify well and get up front in the heat race and finish up front in the heat race and starting a good spot in the feature. I think we'll be all right. This place is kind of challenging. We raced here once before last year, different car, different year, but it's different. I mean, it's kind of a little bit like an Attica with a wall all the way around it. So we'll see what happens. Excited. Hopefully the Jenny stays running in the toter and the rest of the night goes smooth. We'll see.
Yeah, normally we need to shake whatever this bad luck, bad juju, monkey, whatever you want to call it. We need to get it shaken off. Car's ready to go. She's all back together. Gears changed for this track. Some setup stuff's changed, and we're gonna see how the night goes, boys.
and it was last year in a different car, and your first laps back on a track are gonna be counting toward qualifying position. So qualified really well, evidently. I'm not sure if they inverted, but we are starting on the pole of heat 1 with Robbie Hensley on the outside, James Rice second row inside, and Tristan Chamberlain second row outside. So we qualified pretty good. There were definitely some hitters in our heat race. Some guys are kind of from around this area and probably been here a hell of a lot more than I have. So we missed on the gear a little bit. Brandon's getting that changed out now. We need to go up a little bit. But other than that, you know, maybe a few tweaks. We know the track's gonna slick off a little bit. So we're fitting to see what happens. Hopefully I don't screw up here. Maybe we can pull this heat race win off and get us a good starting spot in the features. So I don't know. Any thoughts? This is your first time seeing Muller Raceway Park.
She's little, a lot of banking, and I don't know. Ask me at the end of the night.
That's a fair enough assessment. What's your thoughts there, crew chief?
Man, I missed the gear.
Why'd you do that?
Well, you know, they say take notes, and like I listen to that about 45% of the time. And this happened to be one of the tracks I didn't take notes on, so I was working off my brain. And I'm like, oh, brain, you run your oak shade gear here. That's what you did last time. Correctly, or apparently my brain was wrong, and I didn't. In fact, either that or we were just way off on gear last time, didn't know it, but I don't think that was the case. So, oh well.
So when we change the gear out, you pull that back cover off the rear end. I'm sure we've showed you this, and it drains the oil into this pan, and then we drain this pan of oil back into the rear end. That's a little catch can right there that he's pouring into. It's got a hose that runs down back into the rear end. So that's what Brandon's doing. Got ourselves a traveling companion this week. Karma made the trip all the way down from home. Huh, Noodle? What's your thoughts? You got any thoughts at all? I think she's camera shy. She don't talk.
Here we go, each car,
that, started on the pole, went backwards to fourth. But, you know, we weren't bad. We were pretty good. I mean, we stayed with them guys, Chamberlain and Hensley and them up there. So, you know, rightfully so. Them guys run around here a lot, and they're fast for a reason. So, not too disappointed about a fourth. We're gonna make a few changes and try to get this thing better for the future. Start 7th in this thing, and hopefully we can drive forward in this one and try to get her up in the top 5. So,
Can I help you?
now what are you doing?
Secrets, bud.
Secrets.
Not that our secrets are quite working yet, so I don't think anybody wants to copy what I'm doing at the moment.
We'll get there. Thoughts after the heat race?
Well, not many thoughts. Just gonna get a little bit better. That's about it. I mean, it seemed to turn in good. Just need to get a little more off.
Yeah, that's just it. We were kind of decent off, but center we were a little free and initially, and then went to using a little more brake, and that snugged up entrance a little bit too much, but it helped center. So we'll see what happens here. Like I said, starting 7th in this thing. but what we needed. So we started 7th in this thing. I think I might have fell back a spot or two or maintained, went to the high side, actually made some decent laps up there and cleared a car or two. And then after about 4 laps of that, the guy that I passed on the high side got back around me in the middle. So I thought, well, I'll shoot down there and see what the hell he's doing. Well, here it was, you really couldn't tell in the car, but you could feel it. It rubbered up in the center. And once I felt that, I'm like, okay, you better just stay right here. And so that's how the rest of the race went. It was just follow the leader on a rubbered up track. But it was fun. It was, like I said, it's what we needed. We needed some laps. We needed to feel this thing. It's unfortunate because you don't really get a good idea, like setup wise, what the car was doing when the track's rubbered up like that. I mean, pretty much, unless it's pushing the front end so bad you can't turn, it'll be fine. Which it did. I mean, we were super tight, especially toward the end. Hurt a right front tire. It's probably hard to see on here, but it's pretty much destroyed. Left rear tire looks about the same, but it's all in one piece. You know, I can't complain about that. That's a big one for us. Scuffed the wall a couple times. So, like I said, not what we wanted, but it's certainly what we needed. Good feature finish. Finished 9th in this thing. There's some real good guys here, as expected, and we got some laps. So on to tomorrow. And we'll see what happens with that, because they're calling for rain where we're supposed to go. We're 2.5 to 3.5 hours away from something that's racing around here. So we'll get a good night's sleep and see what the morning brings. Any thoughts there, bud?
Just glad it's in one piece. Body slash setup guy slash whatever else guy. Glad that I got it straightened out. We just work on the setup, some shot, and some tires.
Yep. Yeah, that's no shit. I just load this thing back in a trailer after a full feature. That's a good night. Any thoughts? Your first experience with Moeller Raceway Park? Mine? All of them. Yeah, both of yours.
I like their concession stand.
Concession stand.
Nice facility. I guess all we could say is it's a good experience trying to learn something. You know, you bring the car home and all in one piece. And we learned tonight. It was just a learning night. So I'm good with it.
We're good with it.
Well, there you heard it. Karma's not too happy. She's been kind of pissed.
She's in the air. She's fine.
She's in the air in a hauler. So anyhow, we're gonna get this thing loaded up and get out of these pits and get ourselves hopefully a good night's sleep. Talk to you in the morning.